and welcome to the Jet Life Podcast. My name is Tom Lelio. I'm your ultimate jet guide, and today we're pulling back the curtain on private aviation. Some more cold calls. It's Friday, everybody. Got some new sound effects. Super excited to be hanging out with you guys for the next hour, answering any questions that you might have with regards to, private aviation. You want to sell jets? You want to buy jets? I'm here to do that with you, answer any questions. So throw up in the comments, whether you're on Instagram. What's up, Michael? Hope you're doing well. BizJet Broker in the house. Good to see everybody. We're going to be hitting some cold calls. And as you know, what's up, Jose? As we're calling through the market, we may be talking to some people. So you're going to be seeing this on the phone, Jiffy, and listening to some of the some videos. Previous videos that recorded about private aviation to help you out. So yeah, I'm gonna go hit it. Let me know if you got any questions or comments in the comment section below, whether you're on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, X, Instagram. Maybe we'll get on TikTok in a little bit, but thanks a lot for joining us here on this Friday. And my name is Tom Lilly. I'm your ultimate jet guide, and today I'm joined with Alex and Tyler. Thank you very much for being here, guys. Tyler from Sky Jets, one of the top brokerages in the world, at least in my humble opinion, and moving up the star charts.
Yeah,
saw that.
Yeah, I did. I check it every now and again.
Yeah,
I think we were tied for 5th on the last I checked.
That's great.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to buy a private jet, there's actually a ranking, if you will, of private jet companies where it's about transactions, number of transactions.
Yep.
And so that's a great question to ask. Like, hey, where are you guys at on the star report? It's a nice feather in your cap for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that I would say they could do a little better on, which honestly I don't know how they would do it, but on companies that focus on acquisitions more, they don't keep track of those.
So if you help it, it's true.
So it's only if you had either had the exclusive or if you have bought it and resold it.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the only two ways that they can track it. So there's a couple, for companies that are more acquisition based, that that might hurt their ranking on that, but it's still a good barometer.
It's one number.
Sure.
All right. Well, so we're here talking about
First call ending in a dud.
Person's not answering, just completely disconnected when I tried to use the code that we had as the directory.
So Tyler's going to give us try something else.
Tell us about, just real quick, kind of your journey of being a jet broker, because it's the Wild West.
Yeah.
Right. One of the best things about
Office, Chester to Elizabeth, and I'm so per Bud. Okay.
Certifications to become one. So, what was your journey?
Okay. Let's see if we can get a hold of Bud.
Out of high school, I graduated kind of during the Great Recession time period. So,
Ding, ding.
College, I felt like I needed to get a job because my family was in construction, and that was a terrible time to be in that line of work. So I went out, started looking for jobs. I got my realtor's license. I waited tables, that sort of thing, typical stuff. And then I was just looking through I needed something a little bit more stable, and I was looking through the paper. It was online, but not.
I was like, wow,
that's
a paper.
And I found a brokerage company in Venice, Florida, not far from where I am now. They were hiring. They hired me on.
Did you have any aviation experience?
None. No.
Wow.
But I was only getting paid $8 an hour, so.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a chance. Minimum wage guy. Sure.
Yeah. So just kind of did that. Super grateful for the opportunity. It changed my life. And
out of curiosity, did you start off as a researcher? What did that look like for you?
It was more of. It wasn't so.
Thank you for calling Hospitality Dental and Orthodontics. We are a premier dental.
Kind of, here's a list of people to call. See if you
find a listing or
see if you can figure it out. So that kind of was the situation where I was at, and I was fortunate enough to kind of pop off a couple early, which makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Some people start out and they struggle for a long time before they figure it out. So I was lucky in that sense. And from there, I just kind of decided that
Nobody got time for that.
do it on my own. So I started Have Sky Jets.
Yeah, that's awesome, and it's been awesome. Have Sky Jets.
Did you know that Hospitality Dental and Orthodontics has multiple locations conveniently
Someone
located
took a
in
chance on me
Shopton?
with no experience in aviation, and then I finally, I think you and I have talked about this. If you're an entrepreneur, you just kind of have this drive to have something of your own, and I saw an opportunity, and that's kind of where Jelly.
We're still on hold here,
It's that feeling of stagnation that kind of like eats at you.
but
We are here to
what's up, Ryan? I was just talking to Alex, and I told him we gotta
available at
make a power hour every day, and I was gonna skip today, but then after I told him that, I was like, crap, I can't skip the power hour today if I'm not gonna do it. I don't know what's going on. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Can you speak to the culture that you're trying to cultivate?
Yeah. I did a deal with a guy on a Falcon 50 EX,
Hospitality Dental and Orthodontics
and
prides
he made a
itself
pretty
on
big
helping
impact on me. He
dental
was Phil,
professionals with multiple
and
That's
years of
new.
I
experience
went to
and
his
degrees
house,
from some of the most
and I met with him.
prestigious dental schools in the
and
United States.
Come on, guys.
Nobody got time for that.
Like,
We ain't got time for this. Come on.
you just almost got the feeling like it was just kind of a family.
Yeah.
And like everyone that works with him, like people that worked with his company were there, and he flies around on his planes, whatever, takes them to his huge house in St. Pete. But it's just kind
Sure
of
thing, not a problem.
policy, and like
Yeah.
he really just lets them in and like really tries to
Okay,
treat them
I'm
like family.
gonna leave a voicemail. If I
kind
get
of-
two people to tell me to leave it
kind
with
of-
the
that made an
with the
impact on me,
voice
and that's
disguiser, I
what
will.
do with my people is,
So can you put it in the
them
comments,
feel
quick?
like they're part of a family and not just somebody who works for me, because I don't really look at it that way. I
Two people in the
it
comments.
may sound weird, but I kind of look at us
I'll
all
use
as
the voice
equals,
disguiser.
and we're all just a team trying to
You're losing it, guys. This is your chance.
That's kind of how I see it.
So, what's some advice you might have for someone who's trying to be a private jet broker?
Yeah, starting out.
Just starting out.
Starting out.
First, I guess the first tip would be I get a lot of questions.
It's your chance, guys.
Foot in the door.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, a willingness to work cheap and take a chance. For me, I
Instagram.
always appreciate,
Come on, guys.
and because it's kind of the way I was when I went into it, I've kind of found that people that are willing to take a chance on something tend to be
Leave a message after the
Oh,
tone.
guys missed it.
Press the pound key to end recording.
Hey, bud, Tom with Jet Life Arrow. Hope you're doing well. Happy Friday to you, my friend. Just reaching out, going through the citation ultra market. We've got
And I ended up paying them.
pulled up, and just wanted to see, what the story was for this year. I currently work with a group that's got a couple citations on the market, and after reviewing some notes on Victor Alpha, I just called to see if you'd be opposed to having a brief conversation on putting it on the market for this year. That'd be something we can help you out with. But yeah, give me a call when you get a chance. 941-241-2682. You can also find me at the Ultimate Jet Guide on YouTube. And I'll talk to you later. Have a great day.
Right.
And I could work for $500 a week.
So that's, it does get tougher with age just because of that component. But if you can keep your overhead low and be willing to work.
Oh man, you guys missed your chance. I was gonna leave a voicemail like this, but nobody said anything in the comments. Anyway, let's see what else we got next up.
Cheap.
Yeah.
Who's not going to hire that guy?
Yeah, the thing about that.
So like I said before, I was talking to another one of my brokers. He's like, hey, I didn't get my numbers like I wanted to this week as far as phone calls are going. And I was like, well, man, you just got to make 1 hour a day. That's it, just 1 hour a day. And I hadn't made 1 hour for today. I was going to skip it, but then after I told him that, I was like, all right, let's see how this goes.
Yeah, try to have high energy, be willing to work, and then
Almost forgot to turn it
work
off.
closely with the people. In your case, work closely with Tom, like hand in hand.
Call you all the time and annoy you a little bit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So like a lot of the new guys that start out, a lot of their deals they get are working with somebody that's kind of been around that might have, for instance, I've got a client for you name it. They can just go find the other piece of that puzzle instead of having to try to do the whole thing by themselves. So in your case, try to work with people like Tom and and not like even people in other companies. We do a lot of deals with other brokers and other companies.
Right.
And that's something I don't think I appreciated enough when I was starting in the business, was making friends in the business.
Yes.
And a guy that works with us, Brendan Cutting, he has really kind of come into his own, and a lot of that is because he's made friends. He does king airs. He made a lot of friends with brokers and king airs, so he does deals with other brokers. You know, and at the end of the day, money's money. So you get the deal, you get paid.
Yeah, no, exactly.
That's ultimately what matters. Yeah.
So what would your second and third tip be?
And we're back. Hey guys, what's up? If you're just joining us, welcome. Go ahead and feel free to ask me any questions. This stream is for you guys, just as much, if not more so, than it is for me. And what I mean by that is, you know, this is holding me accountable to be doing my cold calls. But yeah, we're calling some multi-millionaires who own private jets, and we're just you know, we're making some coldies. But in the meantime, I'm happy to answer any questions you have about private aviation, about maybe you want to learn how to sell private jets, or maybe you want to learn more about buying or selling private jets. Like, I'm here for you guys. So feel free to leave some comments in there, and I'll answer any questions you got.
That would have to be it for me.
Love that. No, I really do appreciate that, because that is tough.
Yeah.
Taking that phone call,
especially if it's uncomfortable. I've had it before where I know I'm going to pick up this phone and this dude is going to be yelling at me, and you can dodge it.
Yeah. I just put the phone away from my ear.
Yeah.
It's like, I know what this is about.
Right.
So I'm just gonna.
And you can't. And the thing is, you can do everything right, and you still can't.
Tom with Jet Life Arrow. Good afternoon, happy Friday to you. Wonder if you could help me out real quick. I'm going through the ultra market, and I got Whiskey Charlie pulled up, and I'm not sure if it makes sense for us to talk or not, but I work with a group that currently has a couple citations on the market for sale, and after reviewing some notes on yours, I just called to see if you'd be opposed to having a brief conversation about putting it on the market, so we might be able to help you out there. So if that's of interest, if that could provide value to you, you can go ahead and give me a call back. You can find me on YouTube at The Ultimate Jet Guide, or you can call me, text me 941-241-2682. Have a great day.
Sometimes I just kind of treat it like it's
and another one.
Voicemail. What? I like these. Good afternoon, Wild Wolf in the house. I'm being a broker. That's right. Good afternoon, Ian. Hope you're doing well. Yes, Wild Wolf. I'm being a broker. This is the no frills version, man. This is the coldies. This is reaching out and seeing this is making yourself known. Like, what's up, guys? My name's Tom. I'm here. I sell jets. Probably weren't looking to sell your jet, but I'm gonna call you anyway. What's up, Ian? Oh man, another voice message. This one's a pilot. All right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, guys. Watch this.
Not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey Dan, Tom with Jet Life Arrow. Hope you're doing well. The reason for the calls, I know you get these calls all the time. Not here to waste your time. Just hoping maybe I catch you at the right time. I'm calling regarding the citation ultra Whiskey Charlie. If you guys are looking to make a change in 2024, I'd love to be a resource for you. Answer the questions about the market, what it might be worth, and what your options might be in the new year if you guys are looking to make a change. So if that's the case, give me a call at your convenience, 941-241-2682. Again, it's Tom with Jet Life Air. You can find me on YouTube at The Ultimate Jet Guide, or call and text me, like I said, 941-241-2682. Have a great day. Okay.
And this is why I get to work for myself, because I would have been fired, but that was a pilot. So call pilot, left voicemail with voice disguiser. Always good times. Curious if he'll call me back. I mean, who knows? That'd be kind of interesting. It's like, dude, what the heck was up with your voice?
The ability to gel and have chemistry with other people in the room is, to me, more important than anything.
What up, Ryan? You're all over the place.
Because, like,
you're not on TikTok today. Oh, I guess I'm not on TikTok. That's why you're not on TikTok.
So it's like, you gotta be. There's a certain type of. You gotta be like thick skin.
RV Marine Centers. Chris not at the office. Need to transfer Shelly. Amy's assistant requested call back in 2 weeks.
Technical expertise or anything like that. I mean, You're gonna
All
have
right.
somebody like
Howdy
and I think that
do.
even that
This
even
is Kevin
kind of
McAllister,
applies
the
to like
father.
athletic teams, basketball teams.
Nice,
You're gonna
Ryan.
get a star player, but if they don't gel
All right,
with
let's
the
see what we
team,
got going on here.
you know, you're gonna it's just not gonna work out quite as well. And I think you see, on the flip end of that, you can see no-name athletes go to the right team and flourish. And I think a lot of that is just chemistry with the team.
Yeah.
So
that's a great point. Coming into a brokerage, how are you going to gel with the team? So
Yeah.
set yourself up for success coming into
Just look at the
here's
plan
how I
registry.
work with the team.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and you're going to be doing deals with other people.
Yeah.
For a long time, it sounds like it was similar to you. For a long time for me, my head was so far down on my deals and my clients that I didn't really go out and meet a lot of other brokers unless they happened to be on the other side of the phone because it was their client that was calling in.
Yeah.
So, being a team player, going out there and finding more people to work with is really important.
Yeah, no doubt.
So kind of wrapping up, if someone is a first-time buyer or if they're looking to buy a jet, they got to call a broker. What are some tips that you have to help them work with a broker?
Hey, Wild Wolf and Ian. Yeah, I'll answer your question in just a second. Yeah, my pleasure, Ian. No problem.
So, for
Great
example,
question, Wild Wolf.
If I'm calling a broker,
and you're a first-time buyer,
if I'm a first-time buyer is calling me, a couple of things I would like to tell them. What would you like to tell buyers? Is another way to put it. So for me, I would like to tell them, please give me the tail number or the serial number of the jet you're calling on, not just the year.
Hey, Chris. It's Tom with Jet Life Aero. Hope you're doing well. I'm just calling through the auction market, and I've got your citation pulled up on my screen. I was wondering if you could possibly help me out for a second. I don't know if it makes sense for us to connect or not, but I work with a group that currently has a couple of citations on the market after reviewing some notes on Romeo Kilo. I just called to see if you'd be opposed to having a brief conversation about putting it on the market, as we might be able to help you with that in 2024. So yeah, give me a call at your convenience if I can provide value, give you an idea where the auction market's at, what yours might be worth, and just answer any other questions you might have so you can make an informed decision in the coming year. Again, this is Tom with Jet Life Aero. You can find me on YouTube at The Ultimate Jet Guide, or you can call me at 941-241-2682. Have a great day.
Yeah. To be honest, I have stopped asking questions.
I want
don't know if that might not be the answer you're looking for, but I have started just kind of like
Wild Wolf. So, you asked the question, am I just looking at the plane registration to call, see if they want to sell? Like, basically, yeah. So as a broker, we've got a database of all of the owners, all over the world. And sometimes we've got their contact information, their office contact information, or a management company. And so I just call them, introduce myself, and see if they're in the market to be making a change with their aircraft. So that's exactly what that's the deal, man. That's the broker life, for the first 6 months at least of your career, just hitting the phones 100 calls a day as much as possible, putting yourself out there and trying to pull down some listings. Once we pull down a listing, that helps us to start engaging with buyers and trying to put a deal together and get a deal put together and collect some commission. So that's how the broker life works, man. But I appreciate your question. You guys feel free to answer or ask any other questions in the comments, man. Happy to help you guys. All right, let's see. How did I just comment sick
all those things that you talk about are super important
on my own Instagram when I'm not on Instagram? How did that just happen? That's mind blown.
So
all right, what's next?
Okay, I like the plan. I'll make you an offer, but I don't have a bank.
Yeah, or I don't have a bank.
Yeah. So those things for me, and I don't know.
This is a great
difference of like style
interview with Tyler. He's a great guy, man.
Personally, I'd probably just tell him, send me an offer.
Yeah. No, and I think there's value to that because some buyers are just that's exactly how they'll buy stuff. If I like it, I'll send you an offer.
Yeah.
They don't want to be like an inquisition.
Yeah.
Right. Like they called just to get the price.
Yeah.
And they don't want 50 million questions.
Ring a ding ding.
And some of that you can tell pretty quick. Okay, this is somebody who needs me to walk.
Here we go again.
And another one.
Guy, he's ready to go.
Right.
Yeah. So I think some of that you can kind of gauge.
Yep.
And that's kind of
Bouchon and B on Instagram. What's up?
But
have there been any? Have you had? What tips would you offer for buyers that might be red flags for brokers? So, for example, I don't know if you've seen this lately, but like,
I know the number one red flag.
But I don't know if you've seen this lately, but I feel like this year, for whatever reason, I've had people tell me they've made offers on planes that don't exist. I've had brokers solicit or present other brokers' exclusive listings, inflating prices.
Yeah, of course.
Like, what else? What are you seeing in the market that you can kind of help for buyers?
So, I think going back to the first question of what is a red flag to a broker.
Oh,
So I got the assistant's name.
If a buyer calls me and
Who's
says
taking
they're
notes?
buying more than one airplane, I just hang up on them.
I've been
I got the assistant's
We're gonna
voicemail
buy
now.
30 airplanes this year before the end.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Debbie, this is Tom Lelio with Jet Life Aero. Happy Friday to you. Just trying to get a hold of John regarding Tango Romeo. If you have him, give me a call at his convenience, 941-241-2682. Again, it's Tom with Jet Life Aero calling on Tango Romeo, 941-241-2682. Have a good day.
That's what they're gonna get. That's what they want. You know.
What's up, Heather? Ryan, Aircraft 101 afternoon.
That to me is a red flag.
Hope everyone's doing well.
And from a buyer's perspective of red flags, I would say.
Yeah. Voicemails for days. I guess it's not a great time of day on a Friday. Everyone's kind of gone home, but
Going back to making offers on airplanes that don't exist.
sometimes you get lucky.
No idea who they are, and they send you a plane without.
All right, this is going to be an interesting one. Let's see how this goes.
And you don't know them.
No presence online.
And there's no presence. Yeah, that is very sketchy.
Yeah.
But you know, there are a lot of legitimate brokers, and even we do it. We send planes off market without tail numbers, so that's not to discredit that.
No.
But if, like you said, if it's somebody that you don't know and they've got no like presence, you can't really pin down who they are, and they're sending you that, that's a red flag.
If they start asking for payments up front, banking information, familiar with Jetcraft.
Yeah.
I got a call. Somebody called me and they're like, "Hey, Jetcraft has this jet. They just want me to send all this information."
Okay.
We looked at it. This scammer had spoofed the entire Jetcraft website. So instead of like jetcraft.com, it was jetcraft.org or something
Sure.
And the logo was exactly the same and everything to a T.
Wow.
And then when I called Jetcraft about the aircraft, they were like, "Yeah, we had the aircraft, but not through this channel."
Wow.
It was a complete spoof. So another red flag.
Absolutely. Check your websites.
Yeah, check your websites. Exactly. Great. Well, Tyler, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
And for more information, where can people find out more about Ask Guy Jets, the deals you got going on? This is a broker that you can know, you can like, you can trust. So please, if you're looking for a private jet, you can definitely hit up Ask Guy Jets.
Appreciate it. Yeah. And not just me, any one of us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they're all over the place.
So
AskGuyJets.com.
AskGuyJets.com. Yep. Easiest way to find us.
Thanks, guys. We'll catch you later. Welcome to the Jet Life Podcast. My name is Tom Lelio. I'm your ultimate jet guide, and I'm joined with Emily Dean of Genevieve. Emily, thank you so much for being here.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
We're at the Jet Aviva happy hour, rocking it with music and everything. It's pretty cool, and we're excited for the party tonight as well.
Thank you. I am as well. Yeah.
So Emily's gonna talk. We're gonna talk to her a little bit about aspiring jet brokers, people who want to get into aviation. A couple of things that people kind of are asking me, and kind of curious from your perspective as someone who's kind of at the top of the food chain, if you will, looking down, and people who want to get into the industry. Like, you really have a bird's eye view of the industry, and I'm kind of curious what you would see for aspiring people who want to get into aviation, whether it be researchers.
All right, that was an interesting. That was
Appreciate your time.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
former listing. So, guys, welcome to the stream. We are calling people today, calling millionaires, trying to get trying to get them to let me sell their jets for them. So if you got any questions on how to be a jet broker, how private aviation works, how owning a jet works, I'm here for you. That is what I'm up to today while I'm making cold calls. I'm answering your questions in the comments. So hit me up in the comments below.
If you're really interested in understanding more about this business. And the first I want to touch on is internships. We have two types of internship opportunities here at Jet Aviva. The first one is really just a high-level exposure type of situation. It's limited in its time frame, but it's very broad in its scope. So you come in, you get to sit on different team meetings and departmental conversations. You work in CRM and research and sales.
That just someone didn't. No one answered.
Really go
And that's what the notes told me, that no one would answer. That's exactly what happened. Oh, well, you know, it happens.
I'm interested in moving on to the next step, or like, whoa, that is not, I didn't understand the level of analysis or research that goes into the back end. It's not just sales. And so we like to start them there.
And is that, how long is that?
That is typically 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
And I would say like 10 hours a week, nothing crazy, all remote, so very manageable if you're a student or wherever you are in your career, to do that and to kind of get that baseline foundation.
From a high level, just because you kind of rattled off some of them, what's involved in being in private aviation? Because for me, when I first became a broker, it was,
gosh, a lot of these are government-owned planes that I'm coming across right now.
That's all I, that would have been.
Ooh, Tango Lima.
But I know in a company like Jet Aviva, there's so much.
My initials. Let's call them.
I would say there's really, as we're training up the next generation.
And another one.
And another one.
Or a researcher, what we call sales operations, which is really your entry level into the broker world type of position here. I want them to do a few things, right? I want them to really
I get the blood flow. Let's go.
how to track and analyze markets and assess aircraft valuation.
You guys do great at that.
Critically important. It's an analytical skill. It requires a high attention to detail and an understanding of new
3, 2,
Voicemail.
4, 9.
and programs, and all of those variables impact both the marketplace, the value of the airplane, and what that means for buyers and sellers. You have to learn all of that, right? And that's so far beyond the sales side of the job. I do want you to learn the sales side of the job. That's, I would say, the next big critical component. So understanding how to make connection and to overcome objection and to be intentional and methodical and have good time blocking skills in your prospecting efforts and managing that against all of the things that go into sales, right? So you got to get that baseline as well. The third component is you have to build your network. You have to establish people around you that are going to enable your success. Both
love to make your acquaintance. 941-241-2682. Thanks.
So if I look at folks on our team that we've promoted from the position into the
We're just getting a bunch of crickets today. Crickets. Everyone's already gone for the weekend. LVM. All right, let's do it again. This is the job. This is what we signed up for. This is what we do. This guy owns a charter company. And owns a parts company. This guy owns a charter company. Come on. This guy just bought it last year.
More like part-time positions. You'll work like 20 hours a week, usually for a semester, and you'll work as
Let's do it.
We'll give you a market.
Here we go.
We'll have a lot of overhead.
And another one.
And another one.
And that's been really successful. That's been really impactful. And then from there, we would look at the next step would be an opportunity with the company in that researcher / sales operations position.
Okay. And what do you see in terms of how long it takes someone to, like, if someone wants to get into it from a researcher to closing a deal? Because that would be a researcher and then a director and then kind of a thing. So
at Jet Aviva, we actually give you the opportunity after about a year or so to work deals.
Oh, wow.
In the role, and that's why we call it sales ops. Because
Message after the tone. Press star to discard the recording, or press any digit to end the recording.
It's the next deal and the
With
next deal.
Jet Life Aero. Happy Friday. I know you're probably getting these calls all the time since you purchased the Ultra. I'm not here to waste your time. Just wondering if I catch you at the right time. I'm not sure if the jet dream, the Jet Life dream has turned into a nightmare, or you're just loving it so much and you're ready for an upgrade already just a couple of months into owning Tango Fox. But if I can help you in any way, give me a call at your convenience, 941-241-2682. Again, my name is Tom with Jet Life Aero. You can find me on YouTube at The Ultimate Jet Guide, or call text me again, 941-241-2682. Have a great day.
They're building relationships. They should be, and they can convert those into brokerage or acquisition contracts, and then they can have the opportunity.
I wanted to be a broker for someone's aircraft. I had a hard time getting people's info this year. I'm working on nothing but commission and real estate. Yeah. Well, if I get it, man. Well, I mean, come on, be a broker with us. We'll get you all the contact information you need. It's commission only too. But yeah, I mean, real estate's a tough gig. You gotta eat what you kill. And that's just what it comes down to. We're out there looking for something to kill.
the right market for you? Is it the right time? And have you built the right foundation to be
Let's see what this
successful
guy does.
for the first year? And the
Nah.
if I can say yes to all of those things, then all right, let's go.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Hey guys, is the volume for the video loud enough?
Thank you for calling Seminole
This is a good
City.
interview.
Your call may be recorded.
Commitment.
Yeah.
To get really strong.
Yeah.
In our ecosystem.
I agree.
would say. Yeah.
How do you find the right market for somebody? That's a question I get. Like, what market should I go into? Like, I want to sell private jets, but should I sell Gulfstreams? Should I sell, Hypers? Like, what should I sell?
I think you have to be really true to yourself in this regard because they're so different, right? Do you love working with the owner operator who this is going to be his personal airplane that he's going to use to fly his family on vacation and run his business and create a legacy of family wealth that you're going to be a part of? Like, do you love that?
That's me.
Really?
Yeah, that's me.
then like that's your market. Like within that, like okay, there's different aircraft and you'll probably be successful on all of them. Do you love adventure flying? We had a gentleman on our team who loves adventure flying and he loved the Caravan and the Kodiak market and he loved using your airplane to experience things that you cannot experience in any other way.
Yeah.
But then we have guys that they love the relationship between companies and businesses and profitability and the bottom line and business aviation and how it supports that. They understand the nuances of navigating a corporate flight department and they don't mind working with procurement and legal and tax and
nope.
And so honestly, you can almost kind of tell, like, if you sit down and you talk to someone and you kind of like start laying out these scenarios and they have a reaction.
That
like an emotional reaction and you're like, yeah, that sounds really fun. Or like, oh God, that sounds hideous. I can kind of tell directionally which way to point you.
Gotcha.
Beyond that, like, yeah, you're learning airplanes, but you gotta love the people and the experience around those different types of aircraft to be really happy and successful.
That's a great TikTok right there for you guys. That was a great clip. I appreciate that. Any other tips for? So one of the big things I get is people that don't know how to get their foot. Hiring. They say they need experience, but they can't get experience without getting experience. They don't know anybody. Like, what are some tips that you would give people? I mean,
There you go. There's the volume up a little bit. Ian, thanks for letting me know.
Send Emily an email, at gmail.com.
It sounds ridiculous, but yes.
Another voice. Well, actually, that wasn't a voicemail. That was the secretary. Like, nope, it's not for sale. Hey, thank you, Mr. Secretary. It's like, don't worry about it. I'm just like, I'm sorry, it's not for sale. I'm like, hey, don't worry about it. You wouldn't be doing your job if you didn't tell me it wasn't for sale. Like, exactly what they're supposed to be doing, right? All right. Let's see. Let's make one more phone call, and we're gonna call. Let's see where we're at call number wise. I don't know where we're at.
Like good, engaging, and like make me want to.
This is a great interview with Emily Deaton, Jetaviva. She's a good people.
You did.
I may not be timely.
No.
But I'm not on social media as much as you.
Exactly.
But
No, I'm kidding.
But the other thing I would say too is use the industry.
13 calls, right? I want at least 20.
Right, like go to your local business aviation association and engage. Go to the luncheon. Go to the happy hour. Just walk in there and introduce yourself and say, "Hey, I'm interested in getting into this industry," and you will be shocked at the response.
This is a great industry. And for many years when I was working somewhere else, there wasn't a lot of emphasis put on going out.
Yeah.
It was keep your head down, do your deals, almost to the point of like forget everybody else. And just in the short time that I've kind of opened myself up, it's amazing how many people want to help, and just lend a hand. And I agree. Like Jet Life Aero, we're very passionate about. Come on in. Let's give it a shot. Like, why not? Like, you don't have experience? Great. I was a youth pastor. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
And see how it is. So I get it.
Yeah. No, I think it's great. And I think, what I am seeing, and I agree with you wholeheartedly, I am seeing a change in the relationship between brokers as well. And this desire to support each other and work more collaboratively and not be so overly focused on being competitive.
Yep.
I mean, I have many, many friends that are members of IATA along with us that I've worked with them in other lives and things. We know each other well. And I will say many times someone will come to me looking for an opportunity and I may not be the right fit.
Right.
I may not have an opportunity right then, but I will be happy to connect you with people that do, that I know. Let me use my relationships to help you, but you've got to start that conversation. So I do strongly encourage people to take take advantage of the fact that it is a unique industry, and yeah, put yourself out there a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Alex, do you have any other questions that you want to bring in?
So for a new broker like myself, what would your, I know you kind of touched on it, but what would your best piece of advice be to be successful? I know you talked about networking. What's your best piece of advice?
So I would say, and this is something that I work with seasoned salespeople on as well. So my advice to you would be, if you can figure that the sooner you can crack this code, the better you're going to do. And it's really about understanding how to have consistency in your sales process.
Oh, yes.
It's the most critical thing, and it is the hardest thing to do. It sounds easy, and I'll give you an example to help make this resonate. I have a new salesperson I started in the role.
Stop by a gatekeeper again. Swizzle sticks. Gotta find some mobile numbers.
Heavily focused on pipeline development. You're going to be prospecting, working your network, building your brand, doing your marketing. And then you get a deal. And then you get an airplane under contract. And then you get a listing. And all of your time, energy, and attention goes to, because you're so excited, justifiably.
Try this again.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, I have a listing.
And things are going to happen.
And all of your energy goes there. And you know what happens? All of that work, it's so quick. It starts to fade.
And then another broker swoops in and gets the listing.
And then you close your deal, and you look back at your, theoretically looking back at your pipeline, and you have nothing there.
Yep.
Don't fall into the trap, right? So there are things you can do. Like, I do preach time blocking, and I'm adamant about being really mindful of your priorities throughout your day. But yes, like, be consistent in your effort. It takes consistency, and it's a long cycle play. Everything we do here is not overnight. But don't fall into the trap of that first win. Be always focused on the next deal. Always looking over your shoulder, and I think if you can do it, honestly, you'll have great success.
I think that's great advice. I actually got my first business a few weeks ago, and I have noticed long so I've shifted from handling, potential buyers and all that kind of stuff, and I've taken away some of my attention from continuing to make my normal calls, my marketing, and that kind of stuff. And I recognize myself I need to be better about that. So hearing you say that, I need to make sure I'm still doing all the other things that I see.
Bonus tip from me. Every inbound is an opportunity. Never forget it, and don't take the easy road. The easy road is, you have the templated email. They ask you for the main information on the airplane. You fire off this year, this configuration, this price.
Yep.
If they're real, they'll get back to me.
Right.
But every single person that calls in is, one, warm, and two, potentially an acquisition contract.
Right.
And it's so hard to remember that because you're busy and you have a million things going on and you just want to get through your inbox. Take advantage of those inbounds too, because that's pipeline as well.
Whew. Okay. I'm always in awe whenever I hear you speak. I really do appreciate it because you like I've only been in aviation for a couple of years. I'm passionate. I'm excited. I can speak well, and so it's great. But I know your resume. I know your experience, and there's such tremendous wisdom and experience when you speak that I really do appreciate you taking time with us today.
No, thank you. I'm happy to do it. It's always great to see you. Congratulations on the book.
Thank you.
I cannot wait to read it. So thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. Where can people find more information about Jetaviva?
Jetaviva.com. Or follow us on Instagram because we're cool like Tom.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Thank you very much, Emily.
Thank you.
Hello and welcome to the Jet Life Podcast. My name is Tom Lelio. I'm your ultimate jet guide. And with me today is Daniel and Austin of Ironbird Partners. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. We're going to be talking about which should you choose, jet card, fractional, charter, or maybe you come to me and just buy a jet right out. So gentlemen, thank you so much for being here today.
Tom, what an intro right there. That's a true professional.
Just flipping the switch, man.
Great. Well, super excited.
Yeah. Tell us a little about yourselves, Daniel.
Yeah, Austin and I are the managing partners here at Ironbird. We're a charter consultant.
Voicemail was full. Come on, guys. Clean out your voicemails, man.
So we really focus on clients that trying to decide between charter, fractional, whole ownership. When it is whole ownership, we refer to partners like Tom. When it's fractional, we help you make that decision if it's net jets or
all right, guys,
and then when it's charter, that's where we can step in and help you
for
arrange
today's
good
calls.
relationships with local
I'm at
charter
15,
operators to
16. So I got 4 more calls on me. So if you got any questions regarding private aviation, now is the time. Shout out in the comments below.
Excuse me.
I'm back. Yeah, sorry, Daniel. Well,
If I get some comments,
where
hey,
you guys based that
hit me
off?
up in the comments if you want me to leave a
I'm
voicemail.
in Los Angeles. Austin is currently in the desert, Palm Springs.
If you want me to leave a voicemail with
But
the
you're servicing and working with operators across the country.
Yeah, globally. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's okay. Fantastic. So Austin, one of the questions I get commonly is like, you know, I'm just trying to dip my toe into private aviation. When's the right time to charter? When's the right time for a jet card? What is a jet card? What's the difference between that and fractional? Do you have a range or a guide for people that you kind of walk them through in terms of which solution on the surface level might be the right solution for them?
Yeah, it's a great question, Tom, and one that we come across, especially after these last couple of years of, you know, so many new people entering the market. And as we all know, there's a lot of gray space. You're not just deciding what car to purchase, there's big price tags, and you're making long-term or short-term decisions, and you need to have somebody. So the way that we really think about it is you need to be asked the right questions in order to make the best decision. So that's where, you know, we're of course biased being on the side of the client, but working with somebody who has the experience to be able to really decipher what's going to make the best experience for you, what's going to get you the most value out of the market, and what's going to be the best partner. So whether you're looking to fly the same route day in, day out for business, that's a very different work scope than all of a sudden being able to go look at 6 different locations because maybe you have a home all across the country from coast to coast, down to Mexico and up in Canada. So we like to think of it as start simple. You can always go purchase more. You can always look at bulk options. You can always look at aircraft later on, but go expose yourself, right? It's kind of like purchasing a new car. We'll bring it down, right? You can go Turo and go rent a vehicle for a day and say, wow, that was a great experience. That cost me $200 and I was able to go get exposure to it. Before you go purchase a car for $70,000 and say, wow, this was a great mistake, or this was a really good opportunity. So start by looking at a small entry level opportunity, work with a local provider through an advisor or some type of operator that has a good fleet.
Thanks.
You can
You too.
guarantee high quality aircraft. You can work through the safety.
All right, that one went better. Okay, let's give it up.
More of the attributes that you prefer, right? At the end of the day, this should be a high degree of experience. And
someone actually had a little brief conversation. I'm gonna chalk that up to a W.
So getting started, you'd recommend taking a charter flight.
All right, next up.
1,000%.
Calling the CEO.
Okay. So what are some of the things, I don't know whoever wants to answer this, but what are some of the things that someone should look for when they're booking a charter flight that you find most people aren't aware of? And
Alessandra,
preface by saying, you know, it's
¿Cómo
interesting when I'm
estás?
talking with new jet
¿Cómo está
owners
usted?
or new jet buyers, sometimes they don't know what they don't know.
Are you up to
so what would be some
la
common
fin de
things that
semana,
people might be afraid to ask,
hermana?
but they really should be asking because it's in their best interest and we don't want to have them miss out.
Yeah, I think number one question is always safety. There's 2 main safety auditing companies. There's a few different safety associations, but really 2 main ones, Argus and Wyvern. Sure. Argus and Wyvern have their own levels of safety. On the low end is gold for Argus and registered for Wyvern. On the high end is wingman for Wyvern and platinum for Argus. Now, just because someone's a wingman or platinum doesn't mean they're safe. We've seen incidents with wingman and platinum operators, but that's an easy place to start. As you dive deeper into these things, then you'll start getting into pilot experience. So there's minimums of how much time in type of that specific airplane, how much total time. When you start diving into some of these more questions, usually having an advisor that helps you, because you can go even deeper. You can go then into insurance amounts. And insurance amount is one thing that I really like to look into because it's kind of a precursor to where these operators and airplane owners are spending money. And you know a little bit something about insurance as well, but if you're looking at large aircraft like Gulfstreams, and they may only have 50 million or maybe 100 million, that's
Got a
going to say,
text
okay,
back
well,
from
these
someone.
people
That's
really
good.
aren't.
Great question by Ryan Pietosi.
Cost.
What would you say is the
Oh,
hardest
well, I'm
part
looking
about
at
being a
50
broker?
million
I would
hard
say the
miles per
hardest part
month.
about being a broker is just the discipline to discipline would be it. It's disciplining your disappointments, and it's the discipline to do the hard work. Just committing to, hey, um, I'm going to make phone calls today, or hey, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Because there's, especially when you're first starting out, in some ways, like there's a lot of flexibility, there's a lot of freedom, especially for me as a business owner. Like I'm constantly like, well, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this. Like there's so much that I can do that I need to focus on what needs to be done, money making activities, things that are investing in the business, in the future of the business. And so the hardest part about being a broker is definitely discipline. And I think the way that you succeed, the way that you find success as a broker with regards to discipline is by surrounding yourself in an environment that rewards discipline, in an environment that holds you accountable. That's why for Jet Life Aero, we have daily meetings. Like we get together every single day just to check in, just so I can see you, on a daily basis and know like, okay, he's showing up. He showed up today. And showing up is the first part of the battle, and then staying connected so that when we have comments, we do things in the Circle app. I think it's really important for people to be there because it keeps you connected. And a lot of people come across a lot of people I come across through YouTube, through the internet and stuff like that, they say they want to be brokers. And then I introduce them to the Circle community. I'm just like, hey, if you're really interested in this, like, be a part of the community, ask questions, make comments, like different posts. And the majority of people don't do it. And so that just kind of shows me there's just a lack of effort, a lack of discipline to put in the hard work and to do what needs to be done in order to be successful. So that is the hardest part about being a broker. Appreciate your question, Ryan. All right, we got a couple more calls. Let's see. Someone left a voicemail. Let's see what this says. That was literally 2 seconds. I texted them back anyway, so we'll see what they have to say. I think we got 3 more calls in us because Just Call says we're at 17 calls. So I want to get at least 20 today. That'll give me 100 for the week. So not my strongest, but at the same time, it's 100 more calls than I would have made if I didn't just stick to my power hour.
Really, you should be in the 300 to 500 range of insurance. And if you're cutting cost on insurance, what else are you theoretically cutting cost on? Maintenance, pilots. Maybe you're hiring pilots that aren't as qualified. All those little precursors and those decisions that I think a good advisor can guide you to will help you make that, that safety, not just your Argus Wyvern rating, but these other small things will help you make those safety decisions to feel like, okay, you know what, I'm in good hands and I'm going to be safe taking this trip.
Do you guys have any examples or stories of someone that, chose a charter?
All right, that one was
maybe just
okay.
not a
So
good
I will
fit
go
for them,
with
where there was
And
something that
another
kind of
one.
and
accident
another one.
happened,
Let's
or any
go,
examples of where you've
people.
seen, unfortunately,
All right, got a couple more. So if
a
you got any
country was
questions
taken
about being a
advantage of
jet broker,
because
love
they
to
didn't
help
ask
you
the right
out.
questions?
How does this person have
And this kind of goes back to some of the membership things as
something
well.
on the market
We've
for
seen some
700 days?
companies
Let's
that,
call this guy.
financially were
What's
too
going
good to
on,
be
man?
true. And I think that's a common thread, maybe
Your
for the
call
last
has
10 years. When you're seeing operators that pricing is too good to be true, it usually is. You'll see companies like Jetit, you'll see companies like Avant Air, I think it was Airavanti, and even Jet Suite, who all had issues where their pricing was way too good. They were below market. They were taking deposits. The deposits weren't in escrow, so they just were mingling deposits into their operating deposit. And when the company eventually went belly up, I've had clients lose hundreds of thousands. I've even had a couple clients lose $1 million deposit, which is, even these people are very wealthy, but still like losing hundreds or millions of dollars is a big hit on for anybody, really.
And so obviously in that case, we're dealing with a jet card or fractional kind of ownership, but what questions could they have asked to help them avoid the mistake of losing all that money?
I think anytime you're making a large deposit, you want a good track record. No one's
More
no
voicemails.
one's ever going to be concerned about their money when they give it to NetJets. But when it's a smaller company, I think you really have to do your due diligence, understand if they are commingling your deposit with their operating funds. You really want it outside of those very large companies of, I would say, FlexJet and NetJets. If you're giving a large deposit, you want to make sure it's completely separate from operating, and it's probably you want it to be in an escrow account as well.
Sure. Right. So that they can't commingle funds for sure. Sticking with charter, if I'm interested in
Okay, let's see. We
looking at
got, I think, one
charter
more to
jet, how
go.
do I figure out, like, do I
See.
get a light jet? Do I need a medium jet, a heavy jet?
Oh, we're at
Like, how do
20.
I
Okay,
pick
well, I'll
the
do one more
right
just for fun.
plane, I guess, for the first part, and then the next question would be, how do I
Okay,
pick the
they've
right
got a
operator?
charter.
I would say if you are coming into a market,
Pilot
maybe
hung
you're-
up
or
last
you're
time.
starting
Okay,
charter,
well,
I would probably
challenge accepted
find
on
a
this
good local
Friday.
operator.
I dare you to hang up on me, pilot.
Find a good local charter broker, and I would make two phone calls. You find a good larger local charter operator that has a few airplanes that can service you at your home base airport, and then you want to bring in a charter broker to kind of cover the rest of the market. There may be airplanes that are not based at your airport, that may be transient. There may be one-way opportunities. And that's where I think the charter broker might do a little bit better of a job than charter operator. However, if you find a good local charter operator that has airplanes that fit your profile, and when I say profile, it's something that you can kind of discuss with your operator and broker, they'll ask you the typical questions. How many people do you have? Where are you going? What the distance is? And that'll give you the basics of, okay, I'm flying 3 hours